So many unknowns. It has attracted so much attention and so much interest from around the world.
It's been more than 10 years since the disappearance of IU student Lauren Spierer. The 20-year-old sophomore vanished after a night out with friends in Bloomington back in 2011. Her case remains unsolved.
Had one too many drinks, walking home on a dark street in a college town.
And the Bloomington Police Department has stated that it is still an active investigation. Since Lauren's disappearance, they have received over 36,000 tips, with FUD 100 being actionable. Some of these tips led to search warrants, but Lauren's whereabouts remain a mystery. The timeline of events surrounding Lauren's disappearance started on the early morning of Friday, June 3, 2011, when she was last seen. That night, Lauren had been out with friends in Bloomington and made her way back to her apartment. After a brief stop at her friend's apartment, she was last seen walking home, heading toward her own apartment. On June 6th, just days after she went missing, Lauren's parents, Robert and Charlene Spierer, made their first public appeal for help in finding their daughter. They pleaded with anyone who knew something to come forward, saying they were desperate to bring their daughter home. They urged people to report any information, no matter how small it might seem. As the search intensified, volunteers and police worked tirelessly in Bloomington, hoping to uncover any clues that would lead them to Lauren. But despite their efforts, the case has remained unsolved, leaving her family in a state of constant worry and heartbreak. The investigation continues, and the hope of finding Lauren alive and bringing those responsible to justice still burns brightly for her family and the Bloomington community. Search efforts. The search for Lauren Spierer began immediately after her disappearance, with volunteers and police joining forces to scour the area. Beginning on June 3, 2011, just hours after Lauren was last seen, search parties were formed to look for any trace of her. Hundreds of volunteers gathered in Bloomington, determined to find the missing 20-year-old. On June 7th, police released specific details about Lauren's movements that night. It was revealed that after leaving a Bloomington bar, she returned briefly to her apartment before visiting a friend's place. The last known sighting of Lauren was when she left her friend's apartment, walking back home in the early hours of June 3rd. Despite these details, the search yielded no results initially. As days passed, the search expanded. On June 8th, authorities acting on a tip searched Lake Monroe, but they found nothing. Undeterred, volunteers and law enforcement officers continued to cover vast areas of Bloomington and beyond, hoping to discover any sign of Lauren. By June 9th, police confirmed that at least 10 individuals were persons of interest in the case, including people who were last seen with Lauren that night. Corey Rossman, one of the persons of interest, was asked to provide a DNA sample, and his lawyer confirmed that he was cooperating with the investigation. But despite these leads, the search continued to come up empty. The search for Lauren has spanned weeks, with people from all over the area continuing to help in the effort. Police have set up roadblocks, handed out flyers, and even conducted massive canvassing efforts. But the mystery of Lauren's disappearance remains unsolved. The search continues, with the hope that new information or clues will emerge, leading to the discovery of her whereabouts. Key timeline. The timeline of events surrounding Lauren Spierer's disappearance has been a crucial part of the investigation, shedding light on her final moments before vanishing without a trace. On the night of June 3, 2011, Lauren was seen leaving a Bloomington bar and walking back to her apartment. After briefly stopping at a friend's place, she was last seen leaving that apartment, walking home in the early hours of the morning. By June 6th, just a few days after Lauren went missing, her parents, Robert and Charlene Spierer, made an emotional public plea for help. They begged anyone with information to come forward, desperate for any lead that could bring their daughter home. On June 7th, the police released more specific details about Lauren's movements that night. They revealed that Lauren had walked through various locations in the city, and it was confirmed that she had visited a few apartments before she was last seen leaving her friend's place to walk home. In the search for answers, police used a battering ram to break into a room in Lauren's apartment building to retrieve security footage, though it didn't lead to any concrete findings. On June 8th, authorities searched Lake Monroe based on a tip, but nothing of significance was found. Over the following days, the investigation continued to expand as more than 36,000 tips came in, some of which led to the identification of persons of interest. But the case remained frustratingly unclear. The investigation moved forward with a new lead on June 14th, when police released a photograph of a white Chevy pickup truck seen near the area where Lauren was last seen. This was one of the few tangible pieces of evidence to surface, but the truck's owner was eventually cleared, offering no new insight into her disappearance. Each day that passed brought a sense of urgency and frustration for the Spierer family, as they continued to hold out hope that new evidence would emerge that could bring them closer to finding Lauren. The case remains open, with the timeline of her last known movements at the heart of ongoing investigations. Persons of interest. As the investigation into Lauren Spierer's disappearance unfolded, a number of individuals were identified as persons of interest. On June 9, 2011, Bloomington police released a list of at least 10 people who had been in contact with Lauren the night she went missing. Among them was Corey Rossman, a fellow IU student. Rossman's attorney confirmed that he had cooperated fully with the investigation, even providing a DNA sample to the police. One of the most significant developments came when police announced a reward of 100,000 for information that would lead to Lauren's whereabouts. Despite the reward and continued pressure, no breakthrough came immediately. Along with Rossman, Lauren's boyfriend, Jesse Wolf, was also named as a person of interest. While police refused to provide many details about his involvement, they confirmed that he had cooperated in the investigation. It wasn't clear whether these individuals had any direct involvement in her disappearance, but their connections to Lauren raised questions. As the investigation continued, the police maintained that these individuals might hold valuable information, even though no charges were filed against any of them. Their involvement only deepened the mystery surrounding Lauren's case. Ongoing pleas as the weeks turned into months, the Spierer family's determination to find Lauren never wavered. Despite daily searches, constant media coverage, and countless tips, the mystery of Lauren's disappearance remained unsolved. Robert and Charlene Spierer, along with the Bloomington community, kept pushing forward, hoping for any new leads that could finally bring their daughter home. On June 17th, Robert Spierer, visibly emotional, spoke directly to those who may have information. "If you think our determination is any less, it's not," he said, holding back tears. His plea, especially as Father's Day approached, highlighted the anguish that the family was enduring. "If you know something, please come forward," he begged. As the search efforts continued, volunteers and police maintained their commitment, despite limited results. By June 25th, hundreds of volunteers gathered for Find Lauren Day, a massive search effort to cover more ground, but still, no sign of the missing student surfaced. Lauren's parents remained in Bloomington, attending daily briefings with the police and continuing their relentless campaign for any information that could help locate their daughter. The case remained open, and the Spierers' commitment to finding Lauren never ceased, as they appealed for anyone with crucial information to come forward and finally provide answers. If you have any thoughts or theories about what happened to Lauren, drop them in the comments below. Your insights could be the missing piece to solving this heartbreaking mystery. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications to stay updated on this case and others like it. Stay tuned, because our next video, Amy Lynn Bradley vanished from a cruise, still unsolved, is coming soon!